Hey guys, and welcome to The Fast Ratio. I'm Richard Marks, your host. We're going to be looking at a review of my Honda VRF800, what I like, what I don't like, why I picked the VFR, and just a little rundown on the history. So stay tuned. So the 6th generation VFR800, if you're not aware, it was split into two series. One, which was the first series, it had all black tachometer, and it came out on the second series with a silver band around it, which is the one I have. They've also remapped the ECU to smooth out the VTEC transition, which the first series was reported to be rough. I have never actually ridden a first series. My father's first VFR was a 2006 and his current one's a 10 and mine's a 7, so they're all series 2s. After they did that, they also changed the front indicator lenses from orange to clear ones, and they upgraded the charging system and the electricals. Honda significantly changed the face of the 6th generation, giving it a major facelift, which they didn't follow any of the previous models' styling. They went for a completely different look. Some like it, some don't. It's purely an opinion. Again, this was their first non-gear driven cams. They went to a VTEC system, which is slightly different in how it initiates, going from 2 valve to 4 valves. How I found it in mine, it kicks in at around the 7,000 revs, that the 4 valves fire rather than the 2. Fire is probably not the best term, but it works on the 2 valves underneath. I think it cuts down at 6.5. If it drops below that, you're running on 2 valves per cylinder. And when you go then up over 7,000, you've got 4. And essentially, from a riding experience, it's sort of like having a supercharger kick in, and you do get a lot more beef at that point. More valves open and closing, allowing more fuel and exhaust in and out. So the VFR's a 781cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke overhead cam 4-valve system with the cylinders at a 90-degree V formation. On paper, it puts out 77.9 kilowatts or 104.5 horsepower, and it has 75.1 newton meters or 55.3 foot-pounds of torque. It has a 6-speed transmission and has dual front disc brakes with 4 piston calipers and a single disc with dual piston caliper on the rear. The bike comes with 17-inch rims with a 120/70Z front and a 180/55Z rear tyre. The overall length of the VFR comes in just over 2.1 meters, and the width is 770 millimeters with a seat height of 789 to 809 millimeters. It has a wet weight of 242 kilos and a fuel capacity of 21 litres. This bike in particular is a third 6th generation bike in my family. First one was a 2006, then my father has now got a 2010, and this one that I have is a 2007. My VFR800 was purchased in February with 91,500 kilometres on it. I use it for commuting to and from work mostly, as well as weekend rides. Why did I purchase this vehicle? It's a sports tourer, so with the VTEC, it's a fuel economy point in the fact that around town, if it's only running under the 7,000 revs, which isn't hard to obtain, she's quite easy on the fuel. When I purchased this vehicle, it already had a lot of touring components on it. It just comes to charge ports, accessory adapters for heated jackets, etc. The bike itself presented really well for its age and the mileage that was on it. It didn't put me off because of the fact that its previous owner had pretty much done a lot of highway kilometres. The 91,000 for its age is actually still in pretty good nick. All of the components and stuff at the time looked like they were in good condition. So the previous owners have loved the bike quite well and looked after it. The VFR holds a great following as it displays a V formation, which is common more so within the Ducati range, but the the race history within Honda and the V4 engine. It has a unique note and a sound to it. The previous owner to me installed the Delkavic Exhaust, which also gives it a nice note. I have also got the baffles in mind to try and reduce a little bit of the noise. Since owning it, I've installed Oxford heater grips, bar raisers, some USB charge ports, and the Quadlock USB charger system. That's pretty much what I've done. I've done the EAzigrips on the fuel tank as well, which I find helps. I also changed out the rear rider pegs as well on the bike because it was missing the scrapers, if you call them that. The little knobs as you go around the corner to indicate you've dropped it down too low.
My favourite parts of the bike is the fact that it's got the ability to be great for commuter as well as being great for long distance. The 7000 VTEC kick-in, it gives it so you've got a lot of up and lift for overtaking and stuff on the highway, but it's also economical around town for just operational. So if you're looking for a single bike, this tends to fall into all the categories, as many say. It's great in all the fields, but not an outstander in any as such. So it's a good blend between sports and touring. Rather than being more sports or more touring, I guess you would choose that by the accessories that you would put onto it and how you set it up. So I'd enjoy this as an overall bike. It fits most of the needs. However, it's an older bike, and obviously it is older technology. This doesn't have ABS, it doesn't have traction control, which a lot of people these days are seeking. So would I recommend the bike? I think it's a great bike. There is a huge following for these, and yeah, I think that it suits my needs. So thanks.
If there's anything you'd like to hear more about the bike in specific, hit me up in the comments. You can also follow me on Instagram. I do post more often on there. If you've liked this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.